Today, the great need in Europe is for the spreading of the translated, interpreted, and understood truths for the Lord's recovery and restoration. The Lord's charge to His disciples in Matthew was to go and disciple all the nations, to preach the gospel of the kingdom for a testimony to all the nations, for the consummation of the age. In recent decades, saints have followed this charge to migrate to Europe, either to serve full-time, to work, or to study. The first major move was in the early 1990s to the former Soviet Union and the former Eastern Bloc countries. Through the literature, translation, and publication work, the ministry has been spreading the divine truths, and small groups of saints who are endeavoring to meet according to the way ordained by God are being raised up throughout Europe. On October 5th through 7th, the International Training for Elders and Responsible Ones was held in Leipzig, Germany. Over 1,900 brothers, including almost 500 European brothers, attended to receive the Lord's up-to-date speaking on the recovery of the Church. Following the Itero, more than 1,100 saints traveled across Europe to participate in 30 different blending trips. The local churches were greatly strengthened by the flow of life brought by so many visiting saints. During the many blending trips, the visiting saints had a great opportunity to blend with the local saints, join their daily church life, join the meetings, and also participate in the mass Bible distribution in Europe. During this short time, more than 35,000 Bibles were distributed into the hands of many Europeans.
Praise the Lord for blending! Hallelujah! Amen!
On the 14th and 15th of October, blending conferences were held in 8 different localities: Thessaloniki, Greece; London, UK; Krakow, Poland; Paris, France; Stuttgart, Germany; Madrid, Spain; Florence, Italy; Copenhagen, Denmark. More than 4,100 saints gathered together for the conferences in these localities. For at least 200, this was their first conference. The conferences were a re-speaking of the rich messages from the Itero, and it was clear through this speaking that the Lord is taking another major step to recover His church and the church life in Europe. Many saints testified of being enlightened by the vision of the Lord's need in the church today. In the book The History of the Church and the Local Churches, Brother Lee says, "The church is not something merely for the future. Today is the dispensation, the age of the church. The next age is the age of the kingdom of 1,000 years. The church is for now. The church is for today. God's goal is to have a church today, a church in this dispensation, a church on this earth." Many dear saints throughout the centuries received light on many things in the Bible, but they missed the mark of God's divine economy and the goal of God's eternal purpose. The Lord desires to fulfill His purpose and to make His goal so clear to all His loving seekers. We all need to see what the church is. If we see the church as the corporate goal of God, whatever we do will be profitable to the body. Today in the Lord's recovery, we need to see the church, to see the body. Then whatever we do will be a profit and will never be a loss or a damage to the church. The vision of the church is our safeguard and balance. As long as we stand with the church, we are safe. If we stay away from the church, we are in danger of damaging the church. Today in the Lord's recovery, the Lord desires to show us the ultimate goal of His purpose, the church life. On the 15th of October, more than 400 saints from 19 different countries, including 17 local saints, gathered together for the first Lord's Table in Krakow. After many years of fellowship and prayer in the body, a small group of saints moved to Krakow in the fall of 2016. Now there are 19 saints gathering regularly in Krakow for the prayer meeting, brothers meeting, small group meetings, and the Lord's Table. May the Lord inspire us concerning His move in His recovery. May He spread the church life throughout Europe, the Middle East, and to Jerusalem. Perhaps one day we shall hold a prayer meeting in the Garden of Gethsemane, which is located at the foot of the Mount of Olives, and pray fervently to the Lord for His coming back. We all need to enjoy Christ and to experience Him as the church-loving Christ. Because we also love the church, we are one with Him for the spread of His recovery throughout the world and back to Jerusalem. Oh, how Christ loves the church! He is in us as the church-loving Christ. His love for the church makes us willing to give our all for the recovery of the church life.